LeBron's not coming up to you and saying, oh, you make 50 grand. Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? He's not doing that to you. I think he brings a physical presence in that defense that they lack. I'll keep saying it, man. I'm just not a Morgan Riley fan anymore. I'm not. I used to love Morgan Riley. I don't want to do the Jake Gardner, Dion Phaneuf thing to him, but I don't know. Maybe it's just I'm so used to Morgan Riley being, I don't know, in his first few years, he was just all over the place. He had a different jump to him. So I know he's played a lot of hockey for the Leafs and maybe his legs are catching up with him. So I don't want to say I'm not a Morgan Riley fan anymore, but I'm not a Morgan Riley top pairing guy anymore. I would say put him on the second pairing, third pairing, and let him cook from there. I think the Leafs have kind of put a lot on him, and they need to preserve him for the playoffs, because when the playoffs come, Morgan's a totally different player. And I feel like they're giving him too many minutes right now. They did last year. Sheldon played him a lot. I think maybe Craig Berube could lower his minutes a little bit. Maybe they realize that already. They probably do. That's why they're in that position, not me. But yeah, I just think, it's not that I'm not a Morgan Riley fan anymore. I just think Morgan Riley top pairing, no. You got Tanev, you got McCabe, you got OEL. I really like Benoit. Hakanpah's back. Connor Timmins, for me, he could be the extra defenseman, personally. But there's a lot of Connor Timmins fans. I don't hate you guys for it. It just, I don't know. If everyone hated on Justin Hall, how can Connor Timmins be there with, it's basically the same player to me. The Leafs, to me, they never should have got rid of Rasmus Sandin, but whatever. All right, Blue Jays. They're totally going to get Ohtani'd again with this whole Juan Soto thing. I'm just saying. I don't think the Juan Soto thing is ever happening in Toronto. Listen, Shapiro, Atkins, why do you guys do this to yourself? Just be realistic. Go get Anthony Santander. Go get Alex Bregman. Re-sign Vladdy. Sign another starter. Fix your bullpen and show up at spring training. Done. I know it's not that easy, okay? I know. Everyone can yell at me. Whoever's watching out there, yell at me. Guys, it happened with Ohtani. Steve Cohen has already come out apparently and said, whatever the highest offer is, I'll just pay you $50 million more. I think Juan Soto is, I don't know is he looking for a winning situation? Is he looking for money? I'm not pocket watching. I don't want to. But what's he really looking for? If it's money, he's going to stay. He's going to end up in New York, obviously, because Steve Cohen's going to give him the most money. If it's a winning situation, or he wants to be in a situation where he feels like he wants to chase rings every year, it's going to be the Yankees or Dodgers. So if you're Shapiro or Atkins, guys, I know, okay, you made your pitch. Keep it moving. Don't wait until you see what... Please, I hope you guys are out there trying to pitch other players, because then you're going to miss out, and then it's going to be the same thing. And then I'm going to have to hear internal development. We think there's 10 more wins there, when if you guys don't do something this year, oh man, you're going to lose the fan base. It's not going to be a good look. It really isn't. So I really hope you guys know what you're doing. Mark, Ross, just bring in some pieces to surround Vladdy. Don't rely on hoping that Juan Soto's gonna come here. And if you guys are working with 700 million, 650 odd million, you guys can go out and get 3, 4, 5 studs. So go do that. Because I still think if you only bring in Juan Soto, you're still not gonna win. Spread the love, man. Bring in 5, 6 guys. Break up that money. Pay Vladdy. And let's go. Enough is enough, man. Enough is enough with the Jays, seriously. Alright, a little bit more about the whole load management, pain management. I want to talk about even LTIR in the NHL and kind of how shady that is, because there's a lot of focus on NBA players and load management and pain management and not playing back-to-backs. But then you have LTIR, and you literally have guys who'll sit out the entire season, then show up for the playoffs, and suddenly they're good to go. Mark Stone, Nikita Kucherov. I don't know if there's some kind of double standard that we need to investigate here. I know why it's such a big deal in the NBA. The salaries are crazy, but then again, everyone's pocket watching and, oh, they get paid this much, they should do this, they should do that. You know, the fans really don't know how much athletes put in every single day. Most of us work 9 to 5s or whatever your shift is, 8 hours. As soon as that 8 hours is done, you're out the door for the most part. Now, a lot of people aren't, obviously, but most people are, especially now when they value work-life balance and overtime. So I totally get that, and I agree with it, and you should be out the door because companies take advantage of you, and I don't agree with that. But if that's how we conduct ourselves in our own lives, how can we look at athletes any differently? They have their own problems to deal with too. Their life is literally 24/7 immersed in what they do for a living. Our lives aren't. At least they shouldn't be. So I know there's that void that people rely on sports for, and if they pay the good money to go see their favorite player, but their favorite player sits out that game because they're resting. I know it's a tough pill to swallow, but don't pay your hard-earned money then. Just watch it on TV. I know it's not what every fan wants to hear, and they shouldn't. Every fan's experience is different. If they want to go see their favorite team in person and they expect to see their star, I can't knock you for that. But you do run that risk. I mean, you do run the risk of, everything is fine with your favorite star. They are playing in the back-to-back, and they're walking to the arena and they roll their ankle on the sidewalk. Then what? It's almost the same thing. So I get it with the load management and guys are getting paid a lot of money. Well, blame the leagues. Blame the companies you the media work for, because they're the ones striking TV deals with all these teams and all these leagues. It's them that you should be complaining to, not the players. Not the players. It's your bosses. It's everyone who's, these corporations, these media conglomerates that are making billions of dollars. They're the ones you should be complaining to. Too much is on the players, if you ask me. Their lives are exposed too much. I can't really blame them. I don't blame them. That's why my little talking gig here is called Player to be named later, because all about the players. And actually, no, it's not why I call that. Player to be named later, if you don't know, is a term used. I see it mostly in baseball trades, but I just thought it was funny, kind of a catchy term, so that's what that's really all about. It is all about the players. Listen, they're the ones who devote their life, their blood, sweat, and tears, and how much training they put into perfecting their craft and their sport. And sometimes you just have to let them be and stop watching their pockets and how much money they make. And no one's doing that to you in your job. LeBron's not coming up to you and saying, oh, you make 50 grand. Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? He's not doing that to you. Cut them some slack. Peace, y'all.